should you buy the Predator 1400 watt super quiet inverter generator? So in this video, I'm going to do some testing with it, and there's some testing that I can't do, and I will take some clips from other channels and tag them in the description and put their channel on the screen, so if you want to go look at their video about it, you can. So I got this thing yesterday, and I did put oil in it and made sure it ran and everything. Before I did that, I also took a bunch of the warning labels off of it. This is how it looks now. I also put some of this Chemical Guys vinyl rubber plastic stuff on there to make it look nice, but these were literally all of the, obviously not this one right here, but these were all of the warning stickers on that generator that I took off. There's a couple on there, like starting instructions and stuff, but that's besides the point. But this is what you get in the box with it. You get warning stuff about carbon monoxide, your manual, and then your spark plug wrench thing that are crap, but if you're buying this and you don't have the tools, they work fine. And you also get carburetor jets for different altitude, and they each come with the bowl nut O-ring and the float bowl O-ring, which is really nice. And you also get these cables so you can charge a battery at 5 amps with that plug on it. That plugs in right there. And next thing we'll go through is what this generator has. So first things first, the panel, which is what you'll be messing with most of the time. You have your eco throttle switch right here, and your ground reset button, the 5 amp 12 volt socket for your jumper wires right there, or battery charger wires, 2 USB ports, a 2.1 amp and a 1 amp, and then you have your 2 parallel outlet connectors. If you want to get 2 of these generators and get their parallel kit, I guess you could also get like I think you can get the 2000 watt one and connect it to this in case you wanted to do that, but that would be kind of pointless. And then of course your 220 volt outlets and they all have really nice rubber covers on them. Then your output light, your overload light, and your low oil light. We come to the top of the generator. This is your fuel cap, obviously, and if you look in the tank, it has the fuel filter that pretty much everything comes with, and then your fuel tank vent switch. Moves a little hard, but that's to be expected. Then come over to this side of the generator. What I like about this one is it's kind of like a Honda. Instead of having your 3-way switch somewhere that's choke, run, and off, you have your engine on and off switch just right here, and your choke right up here, like a Honda. Something I forgot to mention, this CO, or carbon monoxide, CO, whatever. So if I might try this, don't know if I can or not, but if you let it run in an enclosed space and the carbon monoxide gets too high, it'll shut the generator off automatically. And up over here, that's where your spark plug is, and on the back of the generator, of course, you have your muffler with your little spark arrestor right there. But I'll take off the side panel for you so you can see in there. Something you also have to do with this side panel, you have to put the choke in the mid position or all the way that way, otherwise this blocks the side panel from coming off. But you have your stepper motor on top of the throttle right there. Obviously your choke. And this is very similar to a Honda right there. As you see, Ducar DH55. So this is a Ducar engine, which they make Harbor Freight's 224 engine. And I think they make the Tillotson engines you can get on Go Power Sports, the 212s also. Your oil fill down there, and they also have this lip right there, but they also have this right here with this little slot, so to drain the oil you can take that out and just tip it like this, so it'll drip down into there and then come out of this little slot right here. Haven't tried that, don't know if I will, because I'll probably siphon it out so it doesn't just make a mess everywhere. Now we'll get the side panel back on. So now we are on this side of the generator, and I'll show you what it looks like underneath this spark plug port. So right there, this foil covered thing is your fuel tank, and if you look down in there, turn on the flashlight, you can see your spark plug wire, the engine, pretty much just all of the simple things that you would want to see in there. And I believe these engines from the factory use the Torch branded spark plug that in the future I might end up just switching it out with an NGK, don't know, but doesn't really affect the running much. Okay, so now the next thing we'll do is show you how to start it up. So, first thing you want to do is turn the eco throttle off and turn your tank vent to the on position. And then you want to turn your engine switch to on, obviously, and move the choke over, and then obviously pull the cord. And then let it run for a little bit and slowly turn off the choke. And then usually I like to turn on the eco throttle to let it idle down. As you see, the output light is on in green, so you're ready to go. This is a very quiet generator. I am talking at a normal level, same as I was before, with my face about 2 feet away from my phone. So the next test we will do is a decibel test. So I'm going to measure how long this driveway is so you can get so we know obviously what it is. I think it's about 20-ish feet, maybe 30, 40, don't know, but we'll see in a minute. Alright, so from what I measured, if I put the generator at the end of the driveway over there, and then I stand right there, that's the black part of the driveway, it's 20 feet, so that's what I'm going to do. So there's the generator at probably at about 20 feet, so I'm standing right up here. Can barely even hear that thing running. But I need to find something to do a decibel test on. I'll probably do it on my phone real quick, take a screenshot of it, and upload it to the video. And I'll do it with the eco switch off and then the eco switch on, and then I'll do it under a bit of a load. And yeah.
This generator also can detect carbon monoxide. Now that can kill you if you're running a gas generator in an enclosed space. So to test it out, I started it up and ran it inside my truck bed with all the hatches closed. And after just a minute, you can hear the generator automatically shut down. And when I open the hatch, you can see that red light is blinking, indicating that it picked up monoxide. So fortunately, it's easy to reset. You just go ahead and start the generator back up. So this is pretty innovative. I've never seen one of these on a generator in this price range. I'm showing you a real world weight once you've got some gas and oil in the engine, and it weighs about 33 pounds. That's definitely still a lightweight generator and should make this really easy to carry. Advertised, this Predator is putting out pure sine wave power and clean electricity that's safe for things like electronics. Now this meter will tell me if it's actually doing just that. And I can see that the voltage and frequency are looking good, and this little wave here is telling me it is in fact putting out pure sine wave power. But this meter can tell me one more thing, and that's the amount of electrical noise that this generator is putting out, and that's the VTHD, which is voltage harmonic distortion. But fortunately that number looks big, but it is actually less than 1%, and that's an excellent reading considering the power in your house is as much as 3%.
So I just did the decibel things, pretty much all I can do with this thing at this point in time. Only other thing I can do is kind of show you how light it is. One hand, I can just lift it up pretty easily and walk around with it super easy. Because Harbor Freight claims they only weigh 33 pounds. I don't have a scale that I can test it with, but I think one of the videos I watched, the guy was able to do it. So I'll include that in there. But it is really quiet, really light, simple. Don't know about reliability yet. I'll do a follow-up on this in like a year, we'll say. But comes with plenty of stuff. And so far, this is what happened when I've owned Generacs. One of them broken, two of them. That one dropped the valve. That one has a bad inverter board. The old Kawasaki, that thing runs great. That thing's probably immortal, but it's not an inverter. But it's still super duper quiet for what it is. And another thing with this generator, if it overloads and if it over revs, it'll shut itself off. I can show you what it does. If I move the throttle with my finger instead of the thing doing it by itself, but it did it by itself when I overloaded it a bit, so it's the same thing. So pop this off, and then if I over rev it, the generator will just shut itself off. Not touching anything, still at full throttle. And then if I go to try and start it back up, we'll start back up, do the same thing again. I'll turn my light on, maybe zoom in. That's the throttle right there. Shut itself off, which is good, I guess, but if it overloads itself and over revs, it's kind of annoying if the generator's like 50 feet away on an extension cord. But if you buy a generator this small, overload light also did turn on, but if you buy a generator this small, you're probably not trying to power the biggest of big things. Air filter is also super simple to get to. You got this little tab right here. You push it down, and that pops off. And there's your little air filter. Nice and simple. And it also clips right back on. Just boom. And that's that, and the instructions to shut off the generator. So then to shut off the generator, what you want to do is turn the eco switch on, make sure everything's unplugged, turn the eco switch on to let it settle down and idle, and then just turn off your engine switch, shut off your fuel valve, and that's it. This generator, so far, I would recommend it for powering small stuff because it's cheap for its size, nice and quiet, really light compared to like the Honda EU 1000. The EU 1000 will probably be quieter, maybe lighter, but pricey. Has a very expensive tag on it. I believe the 1000 is $899.99 or $999.99, and this is $429.19, and with tax makes it up to about $450-ish, which is not, it's a little bit expensive, but not bad for what you're getting. So I'd recommend this for powering small things, maybe charging batteries if you have to, but besides that, thanks for watching, and yeah.